Ooh. Mickey D's. I like Mickey D's. French fry. Oh, French fry. Y'all get ready for episode 10 of Game Attacker. When will I ever be done with the Intellivision? My poor game console's on its last legs because I keep feeding him games. Well, now, for this episode of Game Attacker, we will be looking at Diner. From what I've heard, this game is a sequel to an arcade game called Burger Time. But what's weird about Diner is this was never released in the arcades. What? You mean to tell me the day Burger Time gets a sequel is only on a console? Not to mention there's only one? So yeah, this game has a very odd history behind its curtains. Because this game was actually made by IMTV, not Data East, the creators of Burger Time. So I guess you could say that Diner is an unofficial sequel. And another weird thing about Diner is that it was made in 1987. That's 5 years after Burger Time. How on earth does this game exist? Let's remember that this game was made during a time period where Nintendo and Sega controlled the American video game industry. So who in 1987 would pick up an Intellivision game? Me. That's who. First, I'd like to mention how cool this intro looks. You can see this game was made in the late 80s, if there's so much going on in the title screen. So let's go right ahead and select the number of players. And of course, it's only me. Now, how about that? Looks like you can select a level at the beginning of a game. I guess that's good, in case if you died from, let's say, level 3, you don't feel like working again from the bottom to the top. I like that. But come on, we have to look at level 1. In the game, you play as a chef named Peter Pepper, and your goal is to roll the balls of fat that are lying on the ground to the bottom. Can you call that fat? Or maybe it's something else. I really don't know, you guys tell me. We have pros and cons to the balls. For pros, you can squish the enemies by rolling them. If you can eliminate 5 enemies, you'll earn 8k. One elimination of an enemy is only 500 points, while squishing 3 enemies grants you 2k. 2 enemies is worth 1k. So by hearing this, it's really easy to score big in this game. The only problem is where the balls are going to go. That's the only con of this game. To me, I find it to be unpredictable as to where they're going to go. As a matter of fact, they might pass the bad guys. You want them to roll in your desired location, but they might roll somewhere else. Now for the enemies, that are similar to the ones in Burger Time. They are what I like to call chemical food. Because you have sausages and mugs with eyes, arms, and legs. And that's something you rarely see, if not you never see. Where's the FDA behind all this? If you're gonna serve food that breathe, you're only asking for lawsuits up the rear end. Sausages and mugs are wandering around the stage, ready to kill you with only one touch. Now, this man is a chef. His job is to cook or grill food. So, for them trying to kill you, would make sense. And I can only imagine how many this chef has put on the grill or in the oven. I can only imagine. Using the balls of fat is only one out of the two options you can use as a weapon. That's right. The second option is the pepper. Peter Pepper uses pepper to spray at the enemies. This gives you a chance to eliminate them with the balls of fat. Alright, so this trickles down to only one option. There is no two options. Because the pepper is just to stun the enemies. You're still using the balls to kill them. The only difference is it's a lot easier because they don't move because they're stunned. Yeah. Yeah, there's only one way to kill them. Never mind. Never mind! The controls in the game are so dull I am not going to mention them. The physics, however, I must talk about. Because you're using a disc-type pad to walk around, it's great to hear that the walls don't harm you, like they do in Berserk, because most of the time, you'll be hitting the walls due to the weird physics. Do not get me wrong, I like how they use this Zaxxon look to the game. It looks three-dimensional, even though we all know for a fact it's not. And for the Intellivision, this is impressive. That's not to say this is the first time the Intellivision had this isometric style. Congo Bongo was ported on the Intellivision, and it too used this isometric design. I did say this before, and I don't care if I repeat myself. This game was not made by Data East, but INTV. And these guys gave you Burger Time on the Intellivision. Yes, Burger Time was on the system, if not a lot of consoles and computers. Let's look at Burger Time and Diner for the Intellivision. Notice anything? Let me know in the comments. I want to inform you guys that I do not hate the Intellivision. I may sound like I do, but I don't. I just don't like reviewing games on the same platform 3 or more consecutive times. It can get tiresome. Even though I reviewed arcade games multiple times. Can you believe that? But that's different. That is completely different. This is something else. That's everything you need to know about Diner. It's a very fun game, and I do recommend you guys trying it out if you can. Thanks for watching, and stay cool.